Well, good morning, Lionhearts. Your old pal Jordan the Lion coming to you from Montreal, Canada once again. Let's go out and explore this city. Daze with Jordan the Lion begins now. Well, even though it's snowing, I'm going to start the day out with a 20-minute walk and go have breakfast over in the neighborhood Leonard Cohen lived in. Take a look at that key. Oh, that's cool. Check that out. Well, it certainly isn't a very big area, but I love that architecture. Look at that. Look at the sumo ramen sign up there. Catacombs. Lots of stuff going on over here. Even Maryland. There's a ton of art right here in this park. There's some here. There's like a zebra design over there. And then we've got this. Check that out. It says Pop, Mary, Pop, Pop. Mary Poppins. And there's the other side of the wall. Wonder what's up with that framed picture of Elizabeth Taylor up there outside this store. Cool, but weird. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at all of this. Wow, check that one out. It's got a skull inside the smile. Wow, how about the architectural front of this place? You got insects crawling up the side of the walls. Oh wow, that is wonderful. Wow, that is cool. I love the architecture of this building. What the heck's going on here? I see an amazing mural with a Smurf looking ice cream cone and a bunch of pink hippopotamus hanging out over here in the snow. I feel like it's a party that I wasn't invited to. Wow, this is so cool. This is why I love exploring. You never know what you'll see. I'm guessing I know who this woman drew this picture of. This is cool. This is a mural that has the Great Mouse Detective. And if you know the Great Mouse Detective, then you know who did the voice of this guy. Vincent Price did. Check out this art piece over here. It's a collection of gold cans. And we just found a sign letting us know we are back in Leonard Cohen's neighborhood. Wow, take a look at this one. Over on the far left, you have God and the Devil. You see that? I assume that's what that is. And there's our man, Leonard Cohen. Now, let's get a bite to eat. Well, everybody says you gotta go here when you're in Montreal, so that's where we're going for brunch. There's their famous wall. Check that out. Celine Dion eating here. That's pretty cool. Yep, there's my smoked meat sandwich from the famous Schwartz's. That was a pretty good sandwich. I got lucky. There was literally like nobody in there. It was like 2 people at the counter. Now, if I had to say between that place and the main deli across the street, I think they're both great. I don't think I could pick one. I think they're both great options. All right, I kind of have a plan for today, so I think you guys will enjoy this. We're maybe 15-20 minute walk away. Wow, take a look at that. That is really cool. Couple of things I had to show you before we get where we're going. This is one of them. I just thought this was really cool. So depending on what angle you look at, these are all different types of like snowbirds. And at night, I believe they light them up. That's right, my friends. I enjoyed the one in Paris so much, we're gonna check out the one in Montreal. Like this one. Kid's got a bite taken out of the apple, you can see. Looks like they're on a date. All right, my friends, let's begin. So check this out. Whenever I do anything in front of this black screen, watch what happens. I'm gonna jump in front of it. I'm waving my arms around. Oh, cool. Hello. Hold on. We're changing atmospheres. Let's go explore, shall we? Now, we are going to realize, since we've done a lot of exploring in foreign wax museums, there's going to be a lot of Canadian history that we won't know, and modern people we probably won't know. This we do. This is Marie Antoinette. And then this is Diane Dufresne. I don't know her, or know of her either. I've never heard of her before, but she's got an entire stage dedicated to her, so she must be pretty popular. Jeanette Reno. Wow, very, very lifelike. Very lifelike, wow. Great job on this one. Okay, I see a table on the ceiling, and a couple of people in here I don't necessarily recognize. Let's see who they are. Frank DeBosque and Dominique Michel. Huh. And here we also have a couple of Canadian musicians. We have Charles Aznavour and Marie Mai. He's sitting on road cases, kind of doing an Allman Brothers. And you're definitely going to have to forgive the my shadow and all this, because the way that they have it set up and lit, it's really perfect if you're walking through, but if you're trying to film it, it's really hard to keep my shadow out of it. They have kind of 360 lighting, which is pretty cool for the experience when you're here. Oh, cool. Those are all gold records. Wow. This guy kind of looks like kind of an Elvis. And it says that is Yves Dutel. Oh, it's my buddy from Quebec City, Bonhomme Carnival, the mascot of the Winter Festival. Cool. Whoa! Look at all this hockey history. Oh, wow. There's Bellevue, Jean Bellevue. That's cool. See, oh, I see the name, Mario Lemieux. When I was a kid, he was like, him and Wayne Gretzky were like, they were the number ones. It was like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. They were just like, they were the biggest stars. Okay, I don't know a ton of hockey, but I used to have an Upper Deck magazine, so let's see how I do here. We've got Sidney Crosby, I know for sure, because he's like one of the most famous Penguins of all time. Really great job on that one. Now I know, because he's the goalie, it has to be Patrick Roy. And then I think this is Guy Lafleur, I think. Oh, yep, nailed it. Patrick Roy. Oh, and over here we have Michel Richard. Pretty good job on him. And then the Great One, that's what everybody calls him, the Great One. That's like his second name, Wayne Gretzky. Wow. Not LA Kings Wayne Gretzky, the Oilers. That was a huge controversy when he got traded, or I mean he agreed to it and everything when he left, but man, he was so beloved here. Now I honestly don't know who this is, and I'm confused because his jersey has sequins all over it. So that's not a game issued jersey. I don't know. Let's read the back and see if that... I don't know who that is. Maybe some of you can help me out. Then here we have a famous figure skater, Joanne Roche. Oh, George St Pierre. I listened to a couple of podcasts that do impressions of him. So this guy he's kind of an interesting dude. He's been on Joe Rogan's Experience talking about UFOs and all kinds of crazy stuff. And then up here you see the Olympics of Montreal from 1976. It actually almost bankrupted this city having it, but this is Nadia Comaneci. Now this one's Terry Fox, and I'm pretty sure they made like an ESPN 30 for 30 about him. Maybe I'm wrong, but he, look at this, Marathon for Hope. He actually does marathons, or did marathons, with prosthetics. Pretty cool. And then of course Tiger Woods. Fancy meeting you here, sir. And then this is Olympian Chantal Petitclerc, who you can tell she is disabled, and yet an Olympic hero. Now let's wander into the world leaders. We've got Nelson Mandela, of course. I think he's in almost all the wax museums I've been in my life. Then of course same with Queen Elizabeth II. She's been in most of the ones I've been in as well. No surprise that she would be in it here, you know. I think they did a pretty good job on her. What do you think? Now this is Pierre Trudeau, and I believe this is the Trudeau that Leonard Cohen is referencing. I mentioned a couple of days ago in a vlog that there's a video of Leonard Cohen having a conversation in a park with a man, and they end up talking about Trudeau, and Leonard Cohen says, you know, the guy's just so good at everything, I could never beat him in anything. Till I got him to thumb wrestle me, I beat him in thumb wrestling. And then here we have former President Barack Obama. Now let's wander down this hallway and see what we can find. Oh, cool! Well, you know this happened here, or maybe you don't know this happened here, but it did. In Montreal at the Fairmont. That's where they had the week in bed, or maybe it was 2 weeks in bed. Look at this, stay in bed, I love John. This is pretty cool. I did not expect to see this in the Wax Museum. However, it's very appropriate, and the room that they did this in, it's all kind of decorated like this now, and you can actually rent it. I think it's like 1,500 bucks a night, but they totally embrace the history of it. I don't want to get too, you know, I don't want to get too creepy, but let's get in bed with them, huh? It was also in this room that I believe John did his first demo for Give Peace a Chance. Is that true, John? Just the fact that they have done this in the Wax Museum, this, I mean, they get total thumbs up from me. That's so unique. All right, let's leave John and Yoko's room and see what we encounter. We encountered Einstein in a pretty colorful room. Some E equals MC squared stuff written all over the walls, but I also see Campbell's soup, which must mean da-da-da, Andy Warhol. All right, let's leave this room and see what else is here. Oh, like Hitchcock. Like Hitchcock in a shower. Oh, that is awesome. That is great. Look at that. Great job on it, too. You can even get your footage with you popping out of the shower right there. They've got some bathrobes, a whole sink set up. Really cool. Alfred, I'm gonna use the bathroom. Do you mind? I mean, do you mind getting out of here for a second? I love the way they've laid this place out. Well, who do we have here? Steve Jobs. Huh. Did not expect to see him in here. Wow, pretty good job on him too. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. Then once we leave Steve Jobs, come over to a few religious heroes. It says Padre Pio, Friar Andre, and of course, Mahatma Gandhi. Okay guys, put on your spacesuit. We're going to meet an astronaut. Julie Payette. You know, I'm constantly amazed when I see wax figures how they nail the freckles and things like that on the face. Make it look so real. Gosh, she just looks so real. Alright, it looks like we're entering some sort of boat setup. This is going to be some old Canadian history that I probably don't know anything about. Jacques Cartier. And this is really cool because if you notice, they built it on a boat. We're actually standing on the boat right now. And this one is Samuel de Champlain. This is who the statue was of in Quebec City in front of the funicular. I showed that really ornate statue, that's him. Looks like he has some plans for world discovery here. Now this says this is Comte de Frontenac. So I have to assume that the Chateau Frontenac was named after him, wouldn't you? Was it named after you? And then this one's just simply titled Female with Baby. You can see the baby on her back right there. Monsignor Lavallelle. Here's Pontiac. That's James Wolfe. And here we have a tribal setup inside of a teepee. I'm greeted by Gary Carter, the kid? This is awesome. They must have expo stuff. This is so cool. I wanted to do some expo stuff while I was here, and I just haven't. There's a guy who has a massive collection. I couldn't get a hold of him. I think this is the inaugural year of the team. I think, it doesn't say, but I think that's 1969. And I think that's Frank Robinson right there, number 9. Oh yeah, this is a history of baseball in Montreal. I wonder if that guy donated this stuff, because you can see here's a photo from inaugural day. This picture actually has Jackie Robinson when he played for the Royals, Montreal Royals. That's him, all the way to the right. And there he is again. Oh my God, look at all this expo stuff. Oh my God, this is awesome. Lockers full of stuff. Oh my gosh, this is, oh dude, overload, baseball overload. All right, let's start looking through it. Okay, I notice all the way to the left, that bat is Vladimir Guerrero's. And then next to him is Darren Fletcher. Then we've got clearly a team signed bat. And then Larry Walker, who some consider to be like the greatest Canadian baseball player. And then Jose Vidro. Wow, I did not expect to see real historical items from the expos inside of a wax museum like this. That's so cool. Now here we've got game used hats. And this one, actually at the top of it, you can tell that's Andre Dawson's because it says Rookie of the Year 77, Hall of Fame 2010. And then you have Lee Smith. That's his autograph. He's also a Hall of Famer. And then here you have, looks like Steve Rogers. Wow. And then that one back there, you can lightly see in the green billet says Crow, Warren Cromartie. And then down here we have another Forever in Our Heart. That's awesome. Another batch of game used hats. Carlos Perez right there. The back one is Vladdy Guerrero. And then Darren Fletcher right there. And then a whole batch of the red version. All signed, all game worn, game used. You can see the number inside the hat. Now this to me is super cool. Gary Carter. One of the first baseball players I ever remember ever hearing about when I was a kid. Here they've got a ball with his image on it. His helmet. His hat. It's crazy, when he was drafted, I believe he was either going to be an outfielder or a shortstop, and they converted him to catcher. He became one of the greatest hitting catchers, especially that time period. There's his cleats, his 1975 bat, and I believe he was also Rookie of the Year. Hall of Fame and Rookie of the Year. Got him back there. Then he eventually went to the Mets and the Dodgers, and there's his team bag. Okay, I just noticed that this stuff all says collection by Perry Giannis. That's the guy I was trying to get in connection with because he puts on like an expo fest. He has the world's largest collection of expo stuff, and couldn't get a hold of him, but it's cool because we're gonna get to see that stuff anyway. I wonder if they ever will bring back a team. There's Vladdy Guerrero's batting helmet. Hall of Famer. That is cool. The great Dennis Martinez played here. I mean, God, so many greats. And there's a handful of game used bats. These are the older players. These are like the 70s guys. Okay, I'm guessing they must have replaced these jerseys rather recently because every one of the placards on here is wrong. This one says it's Andre Dawson, but it's not. It's Gary Carter's jersey. I know that because, well, I just know that. And then this one says it is Steve Rogers, but it's not because I know that autograph. It's Tim Raines' jersey, and Tim Raines was number 30. See, you can see his autograph right there. And then this one says Felipe Alou, but that's Pedro Martinez. The great pitcher Pedro Martinez signature. So, wow, look at this. Original seats from Expos games. Wow. Olympic Stadium. They're even showing Gary Carter highlights. This is why Grevin is one step ahead on the wax museums. The fact that they did something like this in their Montreal one, that's just too awesome. Too awesome for words. Gary Carter, man. I just can't believe there's a Gary Carter wax figure. That is so cool, dude. I actually met him. He became a manager for independent baseball at the end of his life, and he was the manager of the Orange County Flyers. So I started going to a bunch of the games, and the very first game I went to, he got ejected because he went out and was screaming at the umpire and then threw his hat in the dirt and was kicking dirt around. Good one, Gary. All right, that was enough excitement there. Let's move on, see what we have in here. This looks really interesting. Justin Bieber in a, I guess like a roller coaster car. That's definitely the old Biebs. Whoa, what's up with this? Look at her. Spinning around. Wow, that's pretty rad. Well, let's see who's in Phantasmagoria. Could it be Herman Munster? No. Could it be his twin brother, F. Stein? The monster of Frankenstein? It sure could. Wielding a hatchet, as only he can. I don't know about the hair, but everything else is pretty spot on. Hair's a little moe-ish for what I expected, but man, great job. And then we have Jackie Chan. It's kind of a surprise. I really didn't expect to see Jackie Chan here. But in every great wax museum, you have to have a Marilyn, a Hitchcock, and a Charlie. And here's their Charlie. Pretty good. One of the better Charlie Chaplins I've ever seen as well. You gotta love the Tramp. He looks like a Canadian action star, but I know who this action star is. This is the one and only Dr. Jones, Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford. Pretty good one too. Ah, pretty good. All right, now it looks like we're about to wander through a wax figure maker's workshop. How they make it. See, I love that part that you can actually see the parts and how they would put them together. Looks like we're walking through a wardrobe area here. What are we at, a fashion show? Zombie Boy? What's that all about? Oh, and that is definitely Naomi Campbell. Who's this hot one? Ooh, Katy Perry. That's awesome. It's a body-colored suit. Look at that. Wow. The placement of some of the things on there is pretty amazing. I mean, it's an interesting place for a cupcake. And there's, of course, Lady Gaga. Wow, look at that. Yeah, pretty good job on her, for sure. And great costume choice. Now, that is not a common wax figure that you see anywhere. Hugh Laurie house? I'm kind of shocked by that one. Wow. Wow, here in their showcase room, they have quite a collection. Let's start working our way around. Gosh, like everybody's here. This is interesting, a long-haired Brad Pitt. You don't see that anymore. You always see kind of like a more modern-looking Brad Pitt, but this is definitely an older version. And I don't think I've been in any wax museum that didn't have a George Clooney with a drink in his hand. Every single one. Every single one. Ooh, there's Marilyn. Look at the sconce above her as well. It's an arm coming out of the wall. That's a great Marilyn. Gentlemen prefer blondes, Marilyn. And then, who else do we have over here? Oh, it's Robert De Niro. Then right here we also have Tom Hanks. This is like a, I don't know, kind of a heavier, older Tom Hanks. What do you think? It does look like him, but I think I like the younger version of Tom Hanks. No offense, Tom. And here we have old Nicolas Cage. That one is Angelina Jolie, which I'm not a huge fan of her. And then Cameron Diaz, kind of the same story there. Not really a huge fan of either one of them, but I'll show them for those of you who are. And I'm sure you could tell by the music there's a Michael Jackson in here somewhere. That is Louis Armstrong, Satchmo. That's a really good one too. And now they're playing some of this man's music. I hope you don't mind. What do you think? That's a really good Elton John, actually. And then right on top of Elton John's piano is Jimi Hendrix. I always love seeing a Jimi Hendrix. What do you think? Pretty good one. Now this one is Ryan Gosling. Pretty good Ryan Gosling. And then right there on center stage is Celine Dion with her husband, Renee, right back here. Renee Angele. And then of course we have none other than Ray Charles. Pretty good Ray Charles, I think. Now there's Scarlett Johansson. And we'll make our way around here. We also have Dicaprio. I think it's pretty good Dicaprio. Actually, it's almost kind of a Trump-looking Dicaprio too, isn't it? Then you have Meryl Streep. That's a home run when it comes to Meryl Streep, I think. That nails her. That's about as close as you get. And then, ironically, I was just talking about how big of a fan of this guy I was the other day, so it's kind of crazy they would actually have him here. The great Donald Sutherland. He's been in some of the creepiest movies and playing some of the creepiest parts of all time. I don't think he gets the due he deserves, but what a fantastic actor. And I also think this is a pretty good Elvis. That's the era of Elvis that I like anyway. I like older jumpsuit Elvis. And I think they really did a great job with the face. What do you think, Elvis fans? And then there's Chef Alain Ducasse making some desserts over here. And I don't exactly know who this is, but it says Mado Lamont. And there he is. There's Michael. Well, I definitely dig the costume they chose for him. Let's see. Face is pretty good. I think they did a pretty good job on that. Like I said, I like the costuming choice because I was always a fan of when he wore those catcher's knee pads. That whole look, the whole military kind of look. Pretty good stuff. So, good job on Michael Jackson, guys. Well, my friends, that's going to do it for us today. Hope you all enjoyed this. I highly recommend this company's wax museums. Whenever you see the name Grevin, I've seen 2 of their wax museums here in Montreal and in Paris, and I loved both of them. I think they do high quality work, so don't hesitate to spend the money and come check it out. Remember, life is about experiences, not things, so get out and experience some of these things. Have a great night, everyone. We will see you all tomorrow. Good night.